Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for joining me today on the 17th day in a month of metal. Band I'm talking about today is Body Count. Some people might be surprised by that, but I've been a huge Body Count fan since, they first came out in 1992. It was a month before the Rodney King riots. I lived maybe about 30 minutes outside LA, hour with traffic, but, and so I wasn't in the inner city, but violence was prevalent. It was definitely a threat. I used to work in downtown LA a lot. Used to do a lot of security. So that, him speaking about all that and everything that was going on, that was big. It was a different way of me understanding it too, a different perspective, and it just really made it a lot more real. But it was the music. It was the intensity of the music, the power, the lyrics. I loved it all. That first album was definitely one of my favorites. Off of that album, I loved There Goes the Neighborhood, Voodoo, Mama's Gotta Die Tonight, and I know it's controversial, but I have mixed feelings about Cop Killer. At the time, I wanted to be a cop, but I also loved that song. I just thought it was an awesome song. I was upset when it got censored and they had to remove it. I understand it. Would never want violence happening to police officers, but it was also just a song. So I guess, I don't know. So definitely mixed feelings. Thought it was a good song. I enjoyed it at the time. I haven't heard it since because I can't find it. I no longer have that CD. So it's kind of sucks. But whatever. But going into the lyrics, I think I had forgotten just how dark Body Count was until I listened to all the songs today. I went through all their different albums, heard all the songs, and I was like, holy shit, there's some super dark stuff here. And I'm sure that's kind of what influenced me. I mean, I was listening to tons of Slayer, lots of death metal, different bands like that. But the lyrics, I mean, because you're hearing, sometimes with faster bands or death metal, you may not catch all the lyrics. With Body Count, you're hearing everything they're saying. You're like, oh shit, this is dark. Some of the songs made me realize, like, Mama's Gotta Die Tonight. That might have been what sparked my No One's Home series, or my No One's series, where no one's home, no one's here. Where the guy kills his mom, and so a lot of definitely a lot of horror imagery. I'm sure that's found its way into my writing, so thank you to Body Count for that. The next album I remember picking up when I was at Brown University, so I was in '94. There weren't a lot of people at Brown listening to Body Count, especially white guys, but I was playing it. Off of that album, I liked Born Dead, Who Are You, and Killing Floor. So it's a good album, just not my favorite. Which brings us to Violent Demise. I like the first song on there. It's called Interview, a little commentary with, he's talking to an interviewer, a critic that is bashing Born Dead and saying it wasn't any good. So I'm not saying that because I don't want to get shot by Ice-T. But Violent Demise I liked a lot more. That was my third favorite album. So favorite album was the very first one. My Way, awesome song. I love that song. Strippers, I was working at a lot of strip clubs at the time, so that song has a special place in my heart. And Violent Demise was awesome, and Dead Man Walking. But overall, great album. Again, super dark imagery, super violent, but exactly what I wanted. So there's about a 9-year break between that album and the next one, Murder for Hire. Tell you the truth, I did not listen to that album a whole lot. I was not a huge fan. Today I was listening to it. You Don't Know Me, Pain. Number one song, Murder for Hire, and Invincible Gangsta. Those were good songs, my favorite on there, but overall, just wasn't a huge fan of that album. But again, any band, you're not going to be a fan of every single album. But after that album, I wasn't really expecting anything else from them, and it took them a while before they released anything. So there was an 8-year break before they put out Manslaughter, but man, that album is awesome. I listened to that today. Pop Bubble, awesome, with Jamey Jasta. Pray for Death, and Institutionalized. That's an awesome Suicidal Tendencies song. They made it even a little bit cooler, updated it, lots of fun. I enjoy their sense of humor, the dark sense of humor. So overall, really good album. Bloodlust came out a few years after that, and I think that's an incredible album. Definitely one of my favorites. I put it as my second favorite album. So many good songs on there. No Lives Matter. And how relevant is that song? And when you go back and you listen to all the music, you realize they've been singing about this forever. But No Lives Matter, Raining Blood, and Postmortem, that's an awesome cover. Black Hoodie's a good song. All Love Is Lost with Max Cavelera. Who else we got? Civil War, Dave Mustaine, This Is the Way We Ride, and Walk With Me with Randy Blythe. All great musicians, all great songs. The other songs on that album are good too. So overall, just a huge, solid album. It'd probably be my favorite album if I hadn't heard, you know, if their first album hadn't been so influential and just stuck with me. Carnivore 2020, that one is also a really good album. The Hate Is Real, Bum Rush, Colors 2020 version, Ace of Spades, and Another Level with Jamey Jasta. I didn't care for Carnivore as much as Bloodlust, but again, super good album. That's cool. One thing I've realized by doing these videos where every day I'm talking about a band that influenced me is with most bands, I kind of fall off. I'll enjoy their first stuff, and then as I grow older, it just doesn't seem as good. But that is not the case with Body Count, at least for me. So I'm enjoying their music. I can't wait to see what they do next. I hope they continue. And if you haven't checked them out in a while, definitely do so. Thanks again to Body Count for all the incredible music, all the dark imagery, the ability to say whatever the fuck you want. I think that's incredible, and something I try to do with my writing. Alright guys, tomorrow I will be talking about In Flames. So stick around, check that out, and stay metal. Later.